It's time to put the coach's hat on because we're going to be drafting the absolute worst WWE segments and promos of all time. Make sure to comment whose segments were the best or the worst, I guess, and subscribe for more wrestling content.
My first pick for one of the worst segments in WWE history is DX impersonating the Nation of Domination.
That's a pull. That's a pull. I don't have that on my list. That's a pull. But that's
no,
that is pretty bad.
I'm a lot younger than the Attitude Era, but when I rewatch that segment is crazy. Okay,
That's
Triple
bad.
H, he's not that bad. Triple H's part is not that bad. He's just impersonating The Rock. X-Pac, that man was full blackface.
What?
I forgot about. I won't lie. I forgot about that.
Had on a full bodysuit as Mark Henry. You had the Road Dogg Jesse James. I think he was D'Lo Brown, and then you had Billy Gunn, who was the Godfather. That was an insane segment.
Didn't the guy have two of the short people?
Yeah.
That's
who
amazing.
was the guy that was playing as Owen Hart? I forgot. That's one of those segments that would not fly today at all.
All right, Aidan, what's your first pick?
The first one, we're going the Genesis of McGillicuddy.
Oh!
Is the start of the beginning of the Genesis of McGillicuddy.
It's on my list.
NXT
It's further down my list. But that is terrible. That is
that's
awful.
a good pull.
It is so bad. Mr. Perfect Son cutting that bad of a promo.
That's a good pull.
So I can't believe you guys didn't say this for your number one. I'm going the single most offensively bad segment in WWE history. I'm going Katie Vick at number one. Why did no one else put this?
Oh,
it's objectively the worst segment ever. Triple H in a Kane in a Kane outfit. Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad.
Yeah.
All right, Fanatic, what's your second pick?
Second pick, I gotta go Roman Reigns dog food segment.
Woo! Yeah, that's a stinker.
That's one of those ones where you're just like, what the frick am I watching right now? I'm watching a man get dog food poured on him on national television. What am I doing?
I won't
with
lie.
myself?
I think that was my final straw that made me quit watching wrestling for like 2 years. I won't even lie. I think that was the final straw that broke me. All right, Aiden, go number two.
you can pick any one of these segments, but the Natalia fart gimmick in 2011 and 2012 might be the worst gimmick ever. Oh, that was so bad.
I forgot about that.
Those promos stank.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. That's terrible.
She made Hornswoggle faint, bro. What? He was on the floor, passed out.
I won't lie. I'm shocked that the two you guys picked were way further down my list. I would have 100% thought you were going to go with like the obvious ones. This one I don't think is going to be like up on your list, but it is offensively bad, and it caused my favorite WWE wrestler at the time to leave the company. I am going with the Dean Ambrose injection up the butt segment backstage.
That's so bad. That is so bad, bro. I don't even know why they did that.
Dean Ambrose turned heel.
Reason.
They turns my boy heel. He put a gas mask on, and they stuck him in the butt, fed him to Nia Jax, and then he turned into Jon Moxley.
That doesn't work for me, brother.
All right, Fanatic, for your third pick, let's hear it.
All right, this was a tough one. For my third pick, I'm going to say this one because I don't think the next two y'all are going to have. I'm going to go with Piggy James. When Layla was bullying...
That's a pull! That's a pull!
When they were bullying Mickey James and they were calling her Piggy James. It was Layla the one that had on the pig outfit, right?
Yeah. I can't believe
pig
it.
outfit, bro.
Wow,
I forgot about that one too.
No, I forgot about it, but it is distinctively terrible. But there's still something that I cannot believe y'all haven't said yet.
Dude, these last two might be one of the ones that you're thinking of.
Aiden, you're up.
Are this the third one or the fourth one?
Number three.
We're going with Jack Swagger's return promo in 2016, where he was hyping himself up. Yeah.
No one cared. No one cared.
Gave a fuck. It was like, fuck it. Former world champion. Whatever.
That's amazing,
Who cares?
dude. I reviewed that for the list. I didn't put it in my list, but that is bad. I remember it. It's not like offensively bad like some of the other ones, but it is insanely awkward. You sit there and watch. He cuts his promo. I'm here to stay. You haven't seen the best of me yet, and everyone's just like,
What?
Yeah.
My number three. again, I'm saving I feel like I shouldn't save the good ones. I'm leaving the like obvious ones. But I'm going, just because of how much this personally offended me, I'm going with the "You're the Authority" segment from Monday Night Raw with all of the McMahons in the ring being like, "You're the authority," and then they blamed how absolutely terrible the product was on Baron Corbin.
That's a good pull.
That segment personally offended me because of how bad the product was at the time, and they're like, "Yeah, it's Baron Corbin's fault that this sucks. You're the authority now," and then nothing changed. It got worse. They said we were the authority, and it got worse. All right,
even worse, bro.
All right, that is number 3 done. We have 2 left. Fanatic, let's hear your number 4.
I've been flip-flopping back and forth between these two, but, you know, in honor of it being July 4th weekend, I gotta go with Kurt Angle stalking Sharmell as my pull. When he freaking pulled up into the locker room, he saw her by herself, and then he turned around, closed the door like a Looney Tunes villain, bro.
Wait. So I think we're all young. We were very young when that happened.
Yeah.
Or is that the bestiality thing? Is that like the I'm gonna have bestiality?
Oh yeah. I remember when I first saw clips of that, I was like, "Is this the Kurt Angle guy they've been talking about? He seems interesting." Okay.
I thought you meant the one with the Big Show where he zipped his pants up super awkwardly when the camera started. I
don't even know if that's PG.
All right, Aidan, number 4. What you got for us?
I got Bobby Lashley's sisters.
No! I should have saved it. No! Why did I save it for this far down?
Was scissoring years before.
What?
And you had Bobby Lashley's sisters on Monday Night Raw, baby.
Why? Why did I let y'all have that? That's the one I was talking about that I could not believe waited until round 4. There was more that personally offended me more, but I was like,
that's what got when you said Alexa Bliss and the kissing. I immediately thought the sisters. I don't know if they kissed. I remember that.
It was bad. That's all that matters. My number 4 was going to be Lashley's sisters, unfortunately, so I have to move down a peg. My number 5 is my number 4 is going to be Vince McMahon and Trish Stratus bark like a dog segment.
That's a bad one. Oh. That's a bad one, dude.
It's hard to watch. It's hard to watch.
That's a bad one. That's a bad one.
It's so hard to watch. It is so hard to watch. There's not much to say about it. It's just hard to watch. All right, Fanatic, we are at number 5. To review real quick before we go into our 5th pick, Fanatic, run us down the list of your picks so far.
So with my first overall pick, I had DX impersonating the Nation of Domination. I believe with my second pick, I said Roman Reigns dog food segment because that was disgusting. Then for my third, I said Piggy James. And then the 4th pick I had was Kurt Angle stalking Sharmell.
We started off with the genesis of the beginning of the start of the era of McGillicuddy. We then went to Natalia's fart gimmick. All those segments, anyone. The Hornswoggle one might be the best one where he passed out on the floor. We also, number 3, I believe was Jack Swagger cutting that god-awful promo on SmackDown that nobody cared for and completely ruined his comeback that made everybody jump out of their seat. And my 4th one was Bobby Lashley and the sisters.
What a terrible promo that was. My 4 so far has been number 1, Katie Vick. Number 2, Dean Ambrose getting a butt injection. Number 3, the You're the Authority segment. And my number 4 was Trish Stratus and Vince McMahon. Fanatic, let's hear your number 5 to finish out our list and see who has the worst of the worst.
Well, kind of piggybacking off of what Van Vliet had said earlier, how it was hard to watch the Trish Stratus segment with Vince McMahon. Speaking of things that are hard while you're watching it, pause. We have Heidenreich assaulting Michael Cole.
I forgot about that! Dude, I 100% forgot about that!
We had Heidenreich literally pinning Michael Cole up against the wall.
Sensually whispering in his ear.
While Michael Cole's just cowering in fear, unable to do anything.
I forgot that happened! No! Why did you just put that back in my brain, Fanatic? Why?
Dude, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, that's That'll scar you after watching that, honestly.
Oh my gosh. All right, Aiden, time for your number 5. Let's wrap up your list.
You know what? I'm down to a couple. One just came to mind, but I think I'm gonna have to stick with SmackDown 2016 post-draft. Kalisto trying to cut a promo about how he's gonna make a big impact, and then he just kept fucking it up, and then he forgot he was on live TV, and then he just said, you know, cool flips and stuff, and he ran away.
Lucha things. Lucha things. Lucha things was on my list. It was I ended up not going with it. It was my contingency if a bunch of the ones I had picked had been said. My number 5 here. I had also forgotten this happened until I reviewed for this. I'm going with the segment where the Usos caught the Revival shaving each other's back.
Dude.
Bravo! That's a good pull.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I was reviewing for this, and I just look, and I see a selfie of Jimmy Uso with Scott Dawson's back getting shaved. It is awful!
They definitely missed a spot. They definitely
Where
did some of it.
Where did my NXT Tag Team GOATs go wrong? That segment right there. Oh my gosh. Well, that is our list, our 5 worst WWE segments of all time from each of us. Make sure to comment which one you think is the worst, most offensive, terrible. Thank you, Aidan and Fanatic, for hanging out with us for this video. Hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys later.